Hello and welcome to X2 Season 5 Round 9. This week we are in Hungary. I'm XRL Things and I'm joined by Mr. IPR.
Hello. I am here this time. I'll be staying the whole time. And yeah, looking forward to today's race. Hungary. Good track, produced some good racing mostly in the field, I believe, this one I've watched, so I'm really looking forward to today's race.
Yeah, should be another good race. I feel like we say that every week. I mean, last week was another great race. Hopefully we get the same again this week.
Yeah, we do. The tracks we're having are all very good. I think Hungary is one we may see fewer retirements than usual. It was quite fast and close together track, but it should hopefully not have too many safety cars and some good racing, but potentially not well ready up now, and we'll be heading into qualifying.
Yeah, this is a track with not much room aside from maybe the two DRS straights, so they're the best places to overtake really. So yeah, could be a few DRS trains coming up in the race.
Keep an eye on the weather if anyone says as well, because obviously possibility for rain. We know in the real life F1 a few weeks back what happened with the rain and Bottas, so if there is rain it will hopefully make it a bit interesting, but we will find out very shortly.
Yeah, we will. The potential for rain is about the same as Britain last week, so around about a 50-50 chance, I think. But we'll see in the chat when that happens. Just as the drivers are readying up, just a quick update on the driver standings. XRL Waldo is currently first after Britain with 72 points. Prudish Medal is second with 68 points. Asmam in third with 60 points. Smoothie fourth with 53 points, and XRL Dino in fifth with 44 points. That's the top five. In the constructors, it's Mercedes still in first place with 124 points, Williams in second with 111 points, and Red Bull in third with 108 points. So, just waiting to see who's going to be first out of the pit lane. So we've just been informed that it's going to be a dry qualifying with a dry start to the race and then rain with it turning wet after 30 minutes into the race.
That is probably my favourite kind actually, where it turns wet into the race rather than the beginning, because then you get that whole weird tyre changes and stuff like we saw today in the Russian Grand Prix actually.
Yeah, strategy will play into it a lot if there is some rain. Knowing when to pit is going to be very important. Careless Jackson is the first out on the soft tyres in Q1. Just coming to the end of Sector 2.
good that we've got the almost 19 drivers in, so we'll be seeing 4 people eliminated in this session, so that will make it fairly interesting.
Yeah, important not to make any mistakes. Don't really want to be going out in Q1 if we can help it. Starting from near the back of the grid will be difficult to make places if you are back there because of how tight this circuit is. Carlos Jackson at the end of Sector 1. His Sector 1 time is a 27.2. Oh, Prudish medal has DNF'd in Q1 without setting a lap time, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid as long as everybody else sets a lap time.
I just saw him very briefly there on board with Carlos Jackson that he just crashed, in the middle of Sector 2, sort of in the fast section of the track. Unfortunate to go out this early, really, because, no time sets, he'll be starting at the very back, but that does mean that someone else could get through to Q2 now, because he obviously hasn't set a time, so he'll fill up one of those places, and there goes Carlos Jackson with a 1:17.1.
And then XRL low comes and does a 1:16.8. You would expect pole times today, in Q3 at least, to be in the 1:15s.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to have a 1:15 here. That was, I think, in the dev league it was a 16.0, but I reckon they could have got 1:15 if they had more time. So but anything really kind of 16.5 and quicker should be considered as a pretty decent time. So good from Vertix at the moment. It was the fastest time in the session.
Yeah, 16.1. Looking good for him going into the rest of qualifying. That's, oh, Dino!
Ooh.
Dear. Just on around where the curb of death is, maybe on the exit. Just lost it a little bit. Didn't seem to get any damage, so should be good to go.
Yeah, that curve of death is really a very dangerous point. There have been a lot of crashes in all the tiers there, so that's definitely a spot we're going to have to look out for.
There's an Alpine that's just spun as well at the end of turn 1 as well. So it seems so far drivers are just starting to get used to the track, and without much rubber down here in Q1, it's a lot easier to make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, I think you're always going to see some spins and stuff. Just unfortunate for Prudish, really, because he's not going to be the only one who's going to make a mistake, and it's just unlucky that his mistake has cost him a lot more than others. But yeah, like you said, the rubber still being laid down the track's probably quite cool at the moment, although it's quite sunny. But I reckon we'll start to see a few less mistakes and quicker times as we go through the session.
As we go through, there'll probably be less mistakes and obviously quicker times. Smoothie just coming across the line, does a 1:17.1 to put him into 7th place. So, not a bad time from him. XRL Whippy just gone top with a 1:16.1 as well. So, looking good for Q2 for Whippy. flag in Sector 2. Looks like smooth. Jebus John about to cross the finish line at 1:17.2. Waldo has invalidated. Boothie's invalidated. Boothie's just in a purple Sector 1. Whether that's the overall quickest time or whether it's his personal best, we'll soon find out. Boothie is 2.5 tenths up on his time. That would put him right in the mix for the top spot if he can hold it. And he's 2 tenths up. Goes into P5.
Oh, that's someone off.
Oh yeah, it looks like an Alpine. Careless Jackson.
He is on 4 lap old soft, so it's not really surprising they're starting to get over.
Yeah, they don't last very long softs on this track. In the race, maybe around about 6 laps.
Oh, he's got a gun.
Oh yeah, his tyres will have overheated. Needs to take it slow back to the pit lane or until the tyres have cooled down enough. Let's have a look at Asmo. She's in Sector 2. Oh, just behind Asmo, Dino has lost it.
Both Mercedes
Sector 2. Yeah, both Mercedes are out. Luckily, Dino did set a lap time, so he did a 1:17.0, so he'll probably be about 15th, unless he gets pushed down by another driver. Asmo, on the other hand, goes into 12th. 1:17.3 for him.
Interesting there, we had a similar story in Dev actually yesterday. We had one Mercedes, oh there goes Waldo, 1:16.1, just a bit ahead of Whippy. But yeah, in Dev we had a Mercedes crash out and the other one then spin, so there seems to be some sort of curse here with the Mercedes cars.
Yeah, maybe the Mercedes cars are a little bit cursed at Hungary. Let's see what Zola can do. He can go 14th at 17.6. XRL Pelly is on a lap as well. Let's have a look again. It's coming to the end of Sector 1.
It's quite difficult on this track with validation. We almost saw it there. The exit really of the corners is what happens the most. Going into the corners you're usually alright, but it's just the exit of all these really fast corners. You can go so wide. And some corners let you go wider than others, so you need a lot of practice to kind of know where you can extend the limits a bit further. I think that's why I think I've already seen Penny invalidate once, and I'm sure that other people have done the same. So we might see a few penalties in the race as well with all those track limits.
Yeah, if you just go slightly wide over the white line, the game will award a warning or a penalty. XRL Pelly has gone 6th fastest. 1:16.12.
There's an extra low in the Twitch chat saying he's got a bit more in the tank, and he just needs the confidence. But I mean, 160.8 P9 for you so far, not bad. I think possibly safe as well, seeing as we've got Prudish definitely out, and Dino I think will just hold on to P15 if he's lucky. Even though he'll not be participating in Q2, he'll be technically knocked out.
Very slightly quicker, I mean 500ths of a second quicker, and stays in 5th. Not sure why Vertex is out again though.
Yeah, I was
wondering. He's P3.
I think he maybe is not. I don't know. Maybe he's not top 5, but if I was to hit anyone in the top 5, I'd just sit in my pit box and have a drink or something, because they're all definitely in.
Did Torpedo lose it going into the pits, or reset to track now? I think because the game does reset to track on its own if you spin it in the pit lanes. I think that's what might have happened there for Torpedo. Had invalidated his lap. XRL Gusty just started a lap. In around turn 3 now. Let's have a watch. Behind him we have Mr. Shmee, who's decided to spin it a little bit at the end of turn 1. Won't affect Gusty's lap at all. Oh, and that's an invalidation for Gusty.
Three minutes remaining, and we've got still Asmo, Zola and Gusty. Gusty obviously we just saw invalidated. Zola I believe is on a lap now, but all 3 of them are out on track, so they're obviously trying to get up, but it's not actually a massive improvement needed for any of them. They just need to improve by a couple tenths and they may be okay.
Yeah, a couple of tenths and they'll be into the top 15. Through to Q2. So we're riding on board with XRL Zola at the minute. He's half a second up at the end of sector 2. Behind him there's a yellow flag. Maybe a car just letting another driver pass. Goes into 13th, a 117.1. So that should see him through to Q3 now. Q2, sorry, but Asmo, Shmee, and Gusty are all out on track, so might be close. May need a little bit of luck with invalidations. I know Gusty's invalidated his lap again. So let's have a watch of Shmee. He's on 4-lap old tyres, I believe. His current tyre is 1 lap old, so this is his second lap on his tyres. They've done an extra out lap there. Going to go for it this lap. This will be the only chance he gets now to improve on his time. Asmo 2 tenths up on his time. At the minute would be a 117.1. Might get into the 17 zeros with that. Let's see what he can do. Goes into 12th, pushes Zola into 16th place. I believe it was Jevis John that just went quicker as well. Into P9. Gusty. The only lap time he'll be able to set in Q1. Will it be enough? He does a 16.4, putting him into P9, which is going to get him through into Q2.
Ooh, Torpedo could be in trouble here.
Yeah, if Shmi can improve on his lap time, Torpedo will be out in 16th place. He can't, he's 1.5 tenths down on his lap time, so it looks like the guys that will be, it looks like Q1 is done. So we'll just wait for Asmo to go back into the pits or cross the finish line, and then those results will be confirmed. Right then, so leaving us is Prudish Medal, who unfortunately DNF'd at the start of Q1. Mr. Shmi in the Red Bull in 18th. XRL Zola in the Aston Martin in 17th. And XRL Dino in 16th, who also DNF'd, but did manage to set a lap time. In first place is Find Waldo with a 1:16.146. Behind him, XRL Whippy 1:16.158, and Vertix with a 1:16.165. So here we are then, Q2. I expect to see a lot of the drivers going on medium tyres because of the race strategy. With 15 minutes in Q2 and only one set of medium tyres, this could be quite a wait to see who comes out first. So, drivers starting to come out now. XRL Gusty is the first out, and followed by XRL Low. So let's stay with Gusty while he finishes out lap. And also, RB Llama's come out as well. Surprisingly, actually, XRL Low is on soft tyres. I didn't expect to see many drivers on the soft tyres, if any drivers on soft tyres. So XRL Gusty going around turn 3 on his hot lap. .5, which is very similar actually to his Q1 time, which was on soft tyres. XRL Gusty coming around the final corner, hasn't validated, and does a 1:17.4. XRL Low next across the line does a 1:16.2. So quite a... Oh! RB Llama in the second to last corner has spun it. So he'll set a lap time, but won't be very competitive. Has to be careful about his tyres as well. Yeah, Edgar as well. Let's have a look at Edgar. There he is, in the Ferrari.
It's interesting to see that Lowe has gone straight for the softs, not even really, trying out the mediums, but he obviously feels maybe the softs are better for strategy with the rain coming in. Maybe that's his opinion there, but just
yeah, I mean, the weather could play a part in his decision, but he will have to do a pit stop, guaranteed.
Again.
Whereas the medium runners may think that they could potentially stay out until the rain does arrive. So. Best of times here in Q2. Let's have a look at Find Waldo. So that's Boothie as well that's gone off track. After turn 1. So have a look at Find Waldo. Around the second to last corner. Goes into P2 with a 1:17.0. Next across the line to set a time will be Mr. Anderson in the other half. And he goes 5th, a 1:17.7. Isn't really a bad time. but 5th out of 6th. You'll be wanting to improve slightly there, you would expect. Jebus John invalidates and goes back into the pit lane. So next will be Boothie to cross the line. So let's look at him as he goes down the final straight. Goes very, very wide, but doesn't invalidate. Goes 7th, 140.4. Might have made a mistake during that lap. We want to try again. Goes wide out of turn 1 as well. We'll come back to him very shortly. That just set out, was it Whippy or...
Whippy made it to P4, I believe.
Yeah, so Whippy P4 and now Smooth P5. Although going into the pits. Torpedo, about to cross the line, goes 8th at 119.9. Anderson just improved on his lap time and goes up to 4th with a 117.2.
Rusty has switched to the softs now and he's coming out his outlap. Oh, there goes Pelly with a 116.9 on the mediums. That's a very good time.
Yeah, that is a very good time. Getting into the 16s on medium tyres is really good for him. Really good. Whippy has invalidated his 2nd lap, so we'll go into the pits. Smooth. Not using ERS, so expect him. He stays out, maybe trying to do another lap on mediums. And we'll see how he gets on. Torpedo, see if he can improve. Oh, he does a little bit. He improves up to 9th. 118.0 on those medium tyres. Pelly then. He can improve by 800ths, but not enough to move up into 1st place.
It's good there from Pelly. I think he'll probably be through fairly comfortably now on the mediums. So I think him and maybe a few others will be starting on those mediums. But we are now seeing a few switch to softs, which you usually see near the end. Ooh, there goes Gusty. On the softs this time, 16.3, and will definitely be through as well, just a couple tenth or a tenth slower than low, so not a bad time.
Smooth still on medium tyres, just about to cross the line. Goes into 6th, 17.2. Medium tyres. So 4 of the top 5 so far are on soft tyres. So it's going to be tricky for a lot of these medium runners to be able to make it. But as you say, drivers like Pelly and maybe even Smooth and maybe Mr. Anderson should be able to get through. Low in the chat saying yay. Currently sat in 1st place in Q2 with a 116.2. Really good lap. Really good lap. Very much safe, I would expect there. Let's have a look at RB level there. Yeah, I think the rain's going to be around about 30 minutes in to the race.
Yeah, roughly. Although you never know, sometimes it can be a lot earlier or later than it predicts, so you kind of have to keep your eyes up for that.
Yeah, with the 5-minute break as well. speed things along a little bit. While we were talking there, Careless Jackson has DNF'd from Q2. Was on soft tyres, so maybe pushing a little bit too hard. But will be starting in 15th place in this race. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess either way it'll be soft medium or medium soft until the rain comes. Because the mediums only go, I'm not sure exactly how long, but the strategy earlier was telling me about 16 laps. Which is probably around about 20 minutes or so. Maybe even 25 minutes, so it'd be a close call even on the mediums, you're right.
Yeah,
right,
I think
it is risky though.
I think if the rain comes I mean, if the rain comes when it says on later, then definitely maybe going on the softs and targeting the pits. Definitely going on the softs to start could be a good idea because you can get that good start and then switch to maybe another pair of softs. But if it comes a bit earlier, then those on the mediums may be able to only not have to pit. But it just really depends. It's a bit of a gamble and it's kind of 50-50 whether it works or not.
It depends on what you're comfortable doing. I mean, it's a lot safer going on softs and doing a pit stop. You know, you're definitely going to be able to make it. On mediums, you're not sure whether you will be able to make it and may have to make a pit stop anyway. Let's have a look at Boothie. Coming on the final sector. 1.2 seconds up on his time. Oh dear. He's really lucky not to DNF.
As a big hit into the wall, as I said right at the beginning, it's quite unforgiving this track because the walls are pretty close together. So yeah, it's lucky he's not DNF there, but I think unfortunately that's probably going to be that is going to be his qualifying over Boothie because he won't be able to get back out in time.
Not in 30 seconds, unfortunately. It was looking like a solid lap. He was 1.2 up at the end of sector 2. So that would have been a 17.8.
Yeah, Vertix managed to get to P10, so he is safe for now. And actually, with 11th to 13th all in the pits, unless Asmo, who is on his lap now, is able to improve, then Vertix will be safe. But it's just really all down to Asmo now and what he can do. He has invalidated a few of his laps, and that doesn't look like it's going to be helping him much. And I think that it's going to be Vertix safe because I don't think Asmo is going to be able to really do much now. He's done that little half spin.
Oh, people are leaving the session as well, which isn't a good sign.
Oh, let's check the Discord.
Yeah, better check to see.
No, nothing's been said.
Might have just been a game glitching out then for those couple of drivers. When it's more than one, it's all fine. I think Asmo here is backed out of his lap. I don't see him improving really, although he hasn't set a lap time, so any lap time would be good here because it'd put him into 14th instead of 15th. But deciding against it and going into the pits. If he had have set a lap time there, he would have at least been in 14th place, which is well, any place any extra place is good if you can get it. But deciding against it, and we'll be starting in 15th. Right then, let's have a run through. So Asmo will be starting in 15th after what we've just seen, going into the pits after making a mistake on his lap. Careless Jackson will be 14th after DNFing in Q2. Boothie in 13th, 119.0, was 1.2 seconds up on his time, but unfortunately he span into a wall. XRL Torpedo in 12th, a 118.0. And the tyres have glitched on my game, so I'm not sure exactly where each driver was. Jebus John in 11th, a 17.5. At the top is XRL Low with a 16.2. I believe that was on soft tyres though.
I believe those without tyres are on softs, and those that you could see are on mediums.
Okay. Yeah, the host got kicked, so... but they do have tyres, which is good.
Can't really race without tyres, so that's helpful.
Yeah, racing without tyres would be tricky unless they got out and started doing a marathon, which would be entertaining in itself, but I don't think
I think I would want to commentate someone running however many laps of this track. That would be quite boring.
It would. 3 drivers out on track then to start Q3. 5 drivers now. Pits. First driver out is XRL Low. Then behind him is Whippy, and then Gusty, and then a little bit further back Llama, and XRL Edgar, and Vertex. So let's have a look at those out there. Right then, XRL Low, just starting his lap, going around turn 1. With a yellow flag. Driver's trying to make a little bit of space so that they can do their laps without catching up to the car ahead. Don't need to do the... Low here might actually catch up to Mr. Anderson, the horse who's on his outlap, if he's not careful. Does Mr. Anderson start his outlap? XRL Low getting a little bit of a tow as well from Anderson. That helps him to do a 1 minute 16.1 to start Q3. XRL Whippy with a 117.2 and Gusty a 122.3 and Vertex a 116.2.
Still waiting for that 115.
Yeah. I think it'll come. Someone will get it at the end of the session. Smooth with the purple sector 2. Yeah, X3 managed 1 minute 15, so X2 surely will. Will he be able to get in the 15s? No, he'll do a 16.1. This is XRL Pelly about to cross the line as well. Let's have a look. He'll get into the 15s. A 1 minute 15.6 from XRL Pelly. That puts him in pole position as it stands. Really, really, really good. Mr. Anderson has invalidated. Llama's invalidated. Dusty across the line. It's right into Dusty with a 117.0 going into 5th place. Alex Edgar on an outlap. Smooth. Let's have a watch of Edgar. He's just started his lap. Yeah, well done, Lo. Good lap time there. 16.113. No worries. Mr. Anderson's just gone into 2nd place now, though, with a 115.9. So a couple of the drivers are managing to get into the 15s now, which is good to see. Can Edgar also get into the 15s with them? He can do a 16.5, so about half a second off the... About a second, actually, off pole time, give or take. Smooth's just done a purple sector 2. He's just under 2/10 up on his time. Yeah, Low, if you want to get into 2nd again, you'll have to push a little bit harder. Smooth's in a 16.108. He'll be going into the pits, or will he stay out and go into the pits? Will Edgar go into the pits? Let's find out. Edgar will dive into the pits as well. Waldo's on an outlap. So down to let him pass, so they're not on laps. Llama on an outlap as well. So is Gusty. Let's stay with Waldo, who's just in sector 1 about to start his hot lap.
We've got Find Waldo and Llama now trying to set their first time. That's Waldo invalidated though. So he's going to have to try again. Llama so far though is keeping it green.
Yeah, now Waldo's invalidated. Look at Llama. See if he can see what lap time he can set. purple sector 1 and sector 2. So it could be a good time here. And Llama goes into second place with a 15.8. Very 2/10 off. Yeah, very good time. Only 2/10 off the pole sitter, XRL Pelly. So being on the front row of the grid is a great result. Can Gusty improve on his time? He can by 7/10. He's currently in 7th place with a 16.2. Waldo trying again on his lap, this time not invalidating, although he just has, so curse of the commentator there.
That was pretty good timing. Yeah, the exit of that corner is just so unforgiving. He should get around one more, like.
Yeah, he should. Even Zola in the chat saying Waldo lap looking good just before he invalidated, so everyone there thought that he was going to do a good lap, but he still has time to go around and try again. So it's still 90 seconds left, just as long as he's got the fuel for it. It looks like he has. So who is next to cross the line to set a time? It's going to be Llama again. But he doesn't improve. He's about 10 seconds up, but he's going for another lap. So we'll see. Pelly hasn't improved on his time. Looks like Vertix is next to cross the line then.
He's on a fresh set of tyres here.
And it shows as well with a 15.7 exactly. So puts him into P2.
Gusty and Wiki both invalidated. They're going to have to try again. Edgar coming around on a fresh set of tyres now. Trying to improve from his P8 up to somewhere a bit higher, and comes across the line. It gets to P7, not bad, improving by a decent amount there.
No invalidated, just enough time to start again.
Ooh, Waldo trying to get that too.
Yeah, he's got a lap together without invalidating. What can he do? He can go into third with a 15.8. An exact 15.8. Which is great to see. XRL Pelly coming around the phase dissolve. Okay, sorry about that. My Xbox decided it wanted to disconnect from the internet, which meant the stream's gone down and the party as well.
Perfect timing.
Thank you for the invite. Yeah, right at the end of Q3. I'm hoping the stream is working. If not, we're going to have problems. Lovely. Ah, yeah, there we go. We're back. So, let's see if I can join the session. And once we're on the grid, we'll give you a rundown of who's on. Okay, so Q3 still in, literally just finished. Perfect timing. So, apologies about that. I'll give you a rundown of the grid in a second. So, while I disconnected there, Vertix put in an amazing lap time to go into P2. But it's XRL Pelly who's going to be on pole position with a 1 minute 15.488. He did improve by a couple of tenths there. Vertix in second with a 1 minute 15.586. Then Find Waldo in third, 15.8. Llama only 5 thousandths of a second behind in 4th. Only 2 thousandths behind him is Smooth. And then Mr. Anderson in 6th, Low in 7th, Whippy in 8th, Gusty in 9th. Edgar is 10th with a 1 minute 16.2. And for some reason I'm in a car. Lovely.
Oh dear.
Oh, wonderful. This is going so well. So now... Great. So that's going to mean that there'll be a lobby restart most probably. I'm not going to be racing this.
Well, at least you'll be at the back of the grid.
Okay, so XRL Zola saying that I should retire in the pits on lap 1.
Could be interesting, actually.
Which is fine.
You know, commentating from the driver's perspective.
Yeah. You can tell us what's happening on the front while I'm doing all of that. Let's put a setup on and see how it goes. Not that I need to, I'm only going to retire in the pits. It doesn't matter about strategy, really.
Setups.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's have a look at the race director then. Some of the drivers actually behind the in 13th, well 13th to 15th, Boothie, Careless, and Asmo deciding to start on the hard tyres. Everyone else deciding on the softs, on the medium, sorry, for now. Drivers in the driver lounge asking me to do a Karoon chant hock and race and commentate at the same time.
Yeah, I'll give it a clip if anything interesting happens at the front. I'll give my best Radio 5 live of exactly what's happening corner by corner until you've retired.
Lovely. Let's have a look behind then on the... Apparently the weather says it's going to be extreme lightning as well, so if that's in the game. Oh yeah, there's going to be some lightning partway through the race. Looking at the race strategy. So there's going to be cloudy with a bit of sun for 2 of the blocks, and then light cloud for the second 2, and then light rain, and then lightning thunderstorm, and then light rain again. So this could well be full wet. Just before this race starts, about 3 minutes to go until the race starts. Just want to talk about the XRL sponsors. So if you want some 3D printed sim racing add-ons for the Logitech and Fanatec products, and also some 3D printed racetracks as well, check out ANSI3D.com. They do 3D printed racing add-ons for Logitech, Fanatec products. such as customizable F1 style racing wheels for Logitech G29, G920 and G923. So take a look at anti3d.com. And also, if you want some discounts on the latest games, go check out cdkeys.com. Some really good discounts there if you want some cheaper games on the Xbox or PC or PlayStation or Switch. And also we have a new sponsor as well today, Driver61. If you want to improve your sim racing pace, go to Driver61, the Driver61 website for all of the information on how to sign up. They do a 25 minute taster session with someone, and they tell you how you can improve and what's best for you to do, whether it's a group session or a single one-to-one session. They'll let you know, so go have a look at them. That's Driver61, new sponsor for XRL. Also, have a look at our partner leagues. We've got the Allied Racing League, the Premier Racing League, and European Formula League, and also the realistic tier of XRL, XRRL. Take a look at those if you're interested. So, 1 minute to go here in Hungary. Part of me really wants to race it.
I got a game on CD Key. It's usually worth £50 for 49p, so definitely check it out if you need a game.
Good. Yeah, that's really good, actually. That's a massive discount. So, drivers readying up. Yeah, I think CD Keys is a great website for any games that you want to buy. whether it's FIFA 22 or Call of Duty Vanguard or the new Battlefield game, they should all be on there. Anyway, do you want to do the
best that I do? Here we go. Then we like our coming on, at least for me anyway. It is lights out coming up underway here in Hungary. It's a good start at the front of Kelly. Doesn't seem like Vertic coming in there from the movie. Scoring back quite far actually. Aldo made its way up into P2. Not too much happening though in the middle of the field. Kelly still leading, then Aldo, then Vertix. Vertix side by side now with Aldo. Vertix is getting up into P2. Aldo down the inside though. And Aldo just struggling to keep onto that P3 now, and Vertix has reclaimed his spot in P2. I believe there's not no yellow flag thus far, which is very nice to see. And in the middle really not much has happened at that start. It has all been quite calm. Down the back I don't think I saw much either.
Oh, that's smooth off. The curve of death.
Not good. I also saw the stream there, a qualifying warning already. We'll have one there for you, so be careful. But yeah, at the front now we have Low looking.
Oh, that's Boothie! Oh my goodness!
Boothy's out.
Okay, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace. Okay, we can take you this lap.
Just stops talking. Return to.
But yeah, Russian safety car now at the front. We have two passes doing quite actually with Find Aldo and Mr. Anderson, P3 and 4.
Okay.
Kelly still leading, Vertix following, and then Low holding up in P5.
We are back. XRL Pelly is in first. Vertix in second. The two Haas drivers in third and fourth. And Torpedo with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Prudish has a job to do this race. Oh, nearly had a look there. There's another yellow flag. Careless Jackson is retired from the session.
The second retirement in 2 laps. It looks like that may have been possibly driver involved there, because his car was sort of just in the middle of the track. So something may have happened with another driver there to cause that retirement.
Prudish is having a look now at Mr. Schmee. Can he get past on the main straight? Can he do it? Mr. Schmee coming back at him side by side. So yeah, Dino got past Schmee now. Prudish, on the other hand, is getting pretty close to It's 3/10 behind 13.
Keep happens sandwiching the Alfa Romeo, and it is looking at Mr. Anderson may get him soon, if Waldo can hold him up as well.
Be in for a battle, these two teams. And that's a yellow flag, and it's XRL Whippy. Second to last turn. Waldo with the fastest lap of the race. Very close actually between Asmo and Whippy. Let's have a look, see if Asmo can get past. Yeah, Asmo getting past Whippy into 8th place now. Mr. Anderson only 2/10 behind Vertix. There's looking side by side for a second. Behind as well, XRL Low is 5th and only half a second behind them.
Anderson.
Oh, Anderson.
He was there to catch the spin, but lost in the position, and he was lucky actually because the low got very close to him. That could have been a pretty big incident, but well done to both of them for avoiding anything serious.
Yeah, some good driving from both drivers there. Could have been a lot worse than it actually was, and that's RB Lama. RB Lama spins. Probably have got damage from that. Loses a position, couple of positions. And he's back on the track, but off the track again. Maybe let him smooth by, just so he doesn't get in his way. And he'll go into the pits to change his wing. Prudish up into 10th, just behind Whippy and Asmo. Making his way through the field here pretty nicely. 5 laps in, already into 10th. I will do that now. Give me a second. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I didn't realise it was on 100. Vertix is into 3rd, and XRL Low.
I'm going to clip that actually, because I was luckily watching. He has absolutely been wiped out there. His wheel has well and truly come off the car.
Yeah, XRL Low may have something may have happened to him by another driver, but we do have a safety car. So we have a safety car. And already 6 laps in, 3 drivers have... 3 drivers have DNF'd from this race. Boothie, Careless and Lowe, as we've just seen. At the front, XRL Pelly still leading the race, closely followed by Find Waldo. Vertix into 3rd, Mr. Anderson into 4th. Vertix in a bit of a house sandwich right now. Gusty 5th, Jebus John 6th, Asmo 7th, Whippy 8th, Prudish up into 9th after starting in 19th. He's already gained 10 places there. Dino in 10th, Shmi in 11th, Zola in 12th, Edgar 13th, Smooth 14th, Torpedo 15th, and Albi Lama 16th. As Gusty is now pitted off the soft tyres. Maybe actually a really good time to pit off the tyres. Onto another pair of soft tyres, so maybe might be a little bit risky for him to try and thank you, Zola. It's all fine. So, Gusty going on to soft tyres. Another pair of softs. Might be a little bit of a risky strap doing that.
Lama.
Lama.
The penultimate corner. Under safety car conditions as well. That's, I believe, pretty much where Moira side as well.
Yeah, a very similar positions. It's unfortunate.
Mainly
15 drivers
come in though.
Yeah, it should come in at the end of this lap. Has to be out for one full lap, which it will have done at the end of this lap. Just on screen at the minute, just before it does come in, fastest lap of the race is Find Waldo with a 1 minute 19.2. Anyway, safety car restart. Kelly leading the field. Safety car goes into the pit lane. And Pelly, and we're racing again. Find Waldo very, very close to Pelly, trying to have a look on the outside, and they're side by side. Waldo and Pelly side by side.
Contact.
There's been contact between the two. Which means Vertix is now into 2nd place. Waldo in 3rd. Mr. Anderson 4th. Not sure what's happening with these camera angles today. Missing the action. Jebus John in 5th. Let's have a look at right on board with Waldo for a little bit. If he can come back at Vertix. Prudish is up to 7th place as well now, just behind Asmo. Get past him in the straight. There's no DRS just yet, have to wait one more lap until we get that. Still 3/10 behind Vertix. and XRL Pelly is making a little bit of starting to make a gap to second place, already 2.1 seconds advantage. And DRS has enabled this lap as well.
Very dark.
British, 2/10 behind Asmo. Can he make a move? This is probably not the best place to do it. Riding on board with Prudish, I can definitely see the odd little spot of rain, so it's beginning. It's definitely beginning. Had a little gander on the outside there. Oh, and they're side by side into the penultimate corner. Prudish needs to be careful because he would have had DRS anyway, but he gets the job done.
That's definitely rain coming down now.
Yeah, definitely plenty of rain. And Asmo needs to be careful of Whippy as well, who just gets onto the grass a little bit. They're about 3 wide there. The Williams drivers and Whippy. We have a yellow flag. At the back it's a Ferrari, it's Edgar. He's gone off track. Dino has overtaken Dusty. This rain is starting to cause a little bit of havoc on the here on the grid. These drivers. Another yellow flag. It's and Dusty in the grass. Oh, and a 10-second time penalty to go with that as well. It's very, very unlucky. Yeah, the rain started, Ultimate. It won't be too long until the drivers change, and it's going a little bit, causing a little bit of havoc at the minute. Edgar again. Again, spam. Waldo only 2/10, 3/10 behind second place Verdict. Still can't get past.
Jebba's John behind Anderson as well. They're a bit of a four-way car train happening here.
Yeah, and if Prudish has the pace, which we've seen that he probably does, we'll be joining this little train as well very soon. 3.2 seconds behind Jebba's John. Whippy was getting very close to Asmo for a second. Just behind him is Dino, so we've got a 3-car train here and a 4-car train up at the top. With Prudish in between them both. Whippy having a look at Asmo, can't get close enough. And now drivers starting to go onto the intermediate tyres. Edgar and Gusty both on intermediate tyres. Maybe a little bit too early.
Yeah, you do usually see those live-outs going from first, just because, no offence, they don't really have much to lose, so it's always worth the gamble. It is definitely raining hard, but so far doesn't look like much is settling on the track, and a few drivers are sort of wobbling about, but I wouldn't say it's anything too serious at the moment. Maybe next lap or the lap after, probably, if it keeps going like this.
Yeah, the race director did say lightning at some point in the race, so maybe we'll be onto the full. I don't think we'll be onto the full wets really, but I think intermediates are what we're looking at right now. Once that happens, at the minute though, like you say, it is dry enough for. It's still dry enough. It's not really settling. Edgar has just spun as well on those tyres. Can Whippy?
Oh, Edgar's gone.
Oh, Edgar's DNF'd. And can Whippy? Oh, we have a safety car. That's really unlucky actually for Whippy. He was about to go side by side with Asmo into turn 1, so.
Well, I think everyone's going to be pitting now. A fairly good opportunity to pit at least.
Yeah, even if it's not onto wet tyres or intermediate tyres, sorry, it's still probably a good time to pit. If it was a fully dry race, then I would say it's perfect for the medium runners to go onto hards, but with that rain coming, do you really want to do that right now? But we'll see. Let's have a watch of XRL Pelly, who's leading this race still, with Fine Waldo behind back into second. Vertex was in second for a little while, so he must have got the position back. The Vertex is in third. Mr. Anderson, a solid race from him in fourth place. Going a little bit under the radar is Mr. Anderson. Jevis John 5th, Prudish in 6th, Asmo 7th, Whippy 8th, Dino 9th, and XRL Pelly does pit, and so does, what's happened here then?
Everyone, I think.
He's going, yeah, I think everyone's going to dive into the pits then. Vertex was going really slow for a split second there, Prudish in the pits. All of the top 8 go top 9.
I would be surprised. I think, yeah, everyone's pitting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really make sense if you didn't, to be honest. Just thinking of it, it's going to be a Haas double stack here.
Yeah, a few teams are double stacking, so.
Zola, the Aston Martins. Zola's been held up. Not
Anderson lost a position. Zola hasn't lost a position, so didn't really lose anything there from the double stack. But Mr. Anderson did lose 1 place, went from 4th down to 5th. And it is intermediate tyres for everyone. And Mr. Shmee in the pits as well. Who actually goes on to hard tyres. Not sure whether that's an in-game glitch or whether he did actually want to go onto those tyres, but the rain is beginning to settle on the track. I think by the end of this safety car, it will probably be time for those intermediate tyres. We're on lap 15 of 35 here at the Hungarian Grand Prix in X2. XRL Pelly leading, followed by Waldo and Vertex. Let's have a look at the position change as well. So Prudish gained 13 places, started last. Is now up to 6th place. Jevis John has gained 7. Asmo has gained 8. Outside of the top 10, Outside of the top 10, the current fastest lap is, I believe, XRL Gusty with a 1 minute 20.1. So assuming it doesn't dry up, then Fine Waldo and XRL Gusty will get an extra point if it stays as it is. Of course, anything could happen, it could all change. Especially now that the rain is here. We're just waiting for Gusty actually to catch up to the safety car. Should be in at the end of this lap, but
Alright, hopefully, well, Gusty will hopefully catch up. Just realised actually, I believe we have had no one being lapped this race. Well, no one's still in the race, obviously, so that is something you don't often see, especially seeing as we're almost halfway through, so it's quite nice to see. It means everyone has a chance still, you know, we're all on fresh tyres. Shmee still on the hards, interestingly. That may have been a mistake in the pit stop, but most of us are still on all on the same tyres. So it's really all to play for here, because anything can happen on the restart. Here comes Paddy now, ready to start us off again.
we're racing once again. Tyrell Pelly going into turn 1. Followed by Waldo, Vertex, and Chevis John and Mr. Anderson.
Actually, I'm surprisingly struggling on the hards.
Yeah, let's have a look.
He's dropping back. Well, right to the back already.
Oh yeah, he's struggling on those tyres. Whippy is 3/10 behind Asmo. Can he make a move at the end of this lap? Oh, and who's that that's just gone off? That
Torpedo.
is XRL Torpedo. Gone into the grass. Not sure whether he hit the barrier or not. And Dino and Asmo are side by side. Going into the final corner. Oh, there's contact. Looked like there was contact there.
Good save there from Dino, especially in the wet. Drag race down the straight now for these two. Dino with the inside. Asma is a bit ahead though. Dino's had to put out there. Unfortunate with that contact, but I guess in the wet you can't really take that out of the question, because it is difficult to go side by side through corners.
Yeah. Interestingly, it was the final corner that he tried overtaking on when we've got a big long straight coming up with the slipstream. Maybe could have waited a little bit longer before doing the move, but yeah, very unfortunate with the contact. Let's see if he can recover and try the overtake again.
We've got Shmee on the medium tyres now.
Another interesting decision by Mr. Shmee, going on to medium tyres. Tino and Asmo now side by side again. Asmo breaks a little bit later, but Dino's got the inside line, and Dino takes the position from Asmo. Is Asmo going to have another look? Try and take it back? No, he's not close enough to try and take it back. He'll have to wait a little bit longer. Jebbus John about half a second behind Vertex. Can he try and make a move? That's right on board. Just lost a little bit of time in Sector 2 did Jebbus. Just behind Prudish is 4/10, 3/10 now behind Mr. Anderson, so all right on board. So XRL Prudish Medal can't get close enough yet. We'll just sit behind and wait for a moment, just for an opportunity to get past Mr. Anderson for fifth. Fourteen drivers left. I didn't realise actually that Mr. Anderson had retired. That XRL Edgar had retired.
Oh yeah.
So now we only have 14 drivers left in the race.
Looks
XRL Edgar was on.
Looks like for now that Pelly's fairly comfortable still in the lead. Waldo as well on P2. I mean, Waldo is getting close to Pelly. Dealing with the penalty there. Waldo is getting close to Pelly, but at the moment I think Pelly's in a good position to look at continuing holding this P1. He's done it most of the race, so I think it depends on what happens with the weather now, whether it calms down or it continues on like this. Because Waldo is catching him slightly, I think. The gap is sort of staying about a second.
Yeah, so they're running about the same pace. About a second continuously over the last lap or so. Last couple of laps. Prudish Medal still about half a second behind Anderson as well. Just can't make that final push to get past. Saying that, Mr. Anderson may be pushing himself to try and get past Jebbus John. Only 6/10 behind. Of course, all these drivers are really fighting for third at the minute. With Jebbus, who's in fourth, only 7/10 behind. Prudish dropping back slightly here. Oh, it's Mr. Anderson. The gap now 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, I did think I saw him dip a wheel into the grass at some point, so that's probably what's caused that. Asmo with a 3-second penalty, and looking at the gap now between Waldo and Pelly, it's getting down to less than a second, so we could see something happening between these two soon.
Potentially, yeah. Just having a look at Zola, who's about 8 or 9/10 being smooth down in 11th. Can he get close enough to make a move? I don't think he can, you know. No. The gap at the front is actually starting to drop a little bit. It's now 7/10. So half a second in that previous lap has been gained by Waldo. right on board here with the driver in second place, find Waldo. See if he can get into the lead. Ooh, nearly lost it, but did well to split. But he did save it. So, Prudish still half a second behind Anderson. Again, this is a battle for third place. Vertex, Jebus, John, Mr. Anderson, Prudish. And Whippy, who might catch up soon, at 1.8 behind those four. Fine Waldo has a time penalty, so that means that even if he was to overtake, if he's within 3 seconds of Pelly, he'd be in second place either way. Smooth has gone up to 10th place, with Zola and Gusty dropping down, it looks like. And there's a yellow flag. That is Vertex. Vertex is out of the race.
Safety car's out.
Brought out a safety. Yeah, safety car has been brought out.
Oh, we've seen a few go off here.
Yeah, we have. It's a shame for him. He was running in third. He was in a podium position. That's resulted in so 11 laps to go on lap 24 of 35. XRL Pelly in first, find Waldo in second, though as we were really since the last safety car. Jebus John in third, chance for him to catch up and maybe challenge the front two. Mr. Anderson in fourth. Oh, actually as well, Mr. Shmee has been lapped by the front two, so Jebus John will have to contend with him as well before getting to the leaders during this safety car. Mr. Anderson fourth still. Solid race from him. Prudish up into fifth now as well, so he's been overtaking loads of cars, having a great race so far. Both drivers have. XRL Whippy in sixth. Solid display. XRL Dino seventh. Asmo 8th, Smooth 9th, Zola into the top 10 after starting in 16th place. Gusty in 11th, Torpedo 12th, and Shmee is 13th. The drivers are about to catch. The leaders actually are going to catch up to the safety car any second. Fastest lap won't have changed. Outside the top 10, Gusty still getting the fastest lap outside of the top 10 points. Reserving from X3, so that'll go to the constructors. Some drivers are going on to wet tyres. It looks wet enough for wet tyres. There are a lot of puddles on the track, but Jebus John, Mr. Anderson and Prudish Medal all going onto those wet tyres. Smooth pitting as well, going onto a fresh set of intermediates. Riding on board with Jebus, who's on wet tyres. Looks like a lot of standing water on the track, so it might be a good choice actually to go onto those tyres. And if it does go on to if it is time for wet tyres, you've got to say that Jevis John, Mr. Anderson and Prudish Medal have all made a very, very good decision, especially if drivers like Pelly, Waldo, Dino, Asmo, Whippy all have to pit as well. Let's have a look at it. So Pelly oh, who was that? Oh, some more drivers are starting to box. Asmo and Whippy going into the pit lane, and so does Mr. Schmee. Yeah. Drivers are starting to go onto wet tyres. It does look heavy enough with the standing water on the track. Nine laps to go here in this race. Zola, you can't hear talking or you can't hear game, or both. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, Sasha, how are you doing? Good to hear. How was X1? The safety car's out. He's going to be out for one more lap, so that XRL Torpedo in the back of the grid can catch up. Ugh. Qualified P2 with no force feedback at the start. And went into the wall and front wing damage. Then I put hards in lap 1 because I was 18th. Did they go to the end, the hards? Because if they did, that's a great little strategy. You finished second with 30 laps on the hards, wow. It's a 35 lap race, so it would have been about 34 laps, yeah. Goodness. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Well done. Yeah, honestly though, the hard tyres around here are like the best race tyre. Like, mediums are good to qualify on and start the race with, but hard tyres is where you win the race. But the safety car is still out here in Hungary. It's coming in this lap, so let's have a look at the leader. The top 3 are on intermediate tyres, and then 4th, 5th and 6th on wet tyres. 7th, 8th and 9th on inters. 10th, 11th on wets. 12th on inters, and 13th on wets.
It's so dark here, it almost looks like night, but rain, at least maybe it's just me, but it does look like it's stopping.
Oh, XRL Pelly on the restart. Track is very wet, and that's XRL Pelly on the restart, breaking his front wing, meaning that Klein Waldo goes onto the grass.
Oh dear,
Oh dear, oh dear.
Or Waldo. or something.
Yeah, Waldo going onto the grass. Dino managing to keep it on track on the inter tyres. It's definitely time for wets
Definitely
now.
wets.
If we weren't sure before, we are now. And now Jebus John into first with Prudish in second. Mr. Anderson's span broke his wing. What else is happening? Prudish only 3/10 off the leader as well. Could Prudish go from last to first and win this Grand Prix?
I feel really sorry for Pelly there. He's down in 10th now. He's just gone off again.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate race restart there. Asmo here on Smoothie. Wets are definitely quicker here. Ooh, this is a risky spot to go. Side by side, and there is contact between the two.
Oh dear. They're going 3 wide. Or it looks like 3 wide. Asmo takes the position. Whippy goes a little bit wide. And just behind, Smooth is having a look at well, actually, that's a lapped car, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. Prudish 6/10 behind. Gusty's overtaken Pelly. Pelly needs to get into the pits as quickly as he possibly can. So does Smooth and Torpedo and Dino and Waldo. It's definitely not intermediate weather. Yeah, but they were so dead, but I changed something to the setup right before the race and it felt horrible. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What did you change? Waldo, after that little mistake, well, he made another mistake. It said that he was in third for a second, but he's not in fifth. Lots of drivers into the pits. It's very much like what we saw in Russia in real life earlier today with all these gaps forming and late weather changes. Yeah, the height on the... Oh. You mean like the front wing? Waldo still on medium tyres. Medium tyres, still on the intermediate. Still on the intermediate tyres. And still in fifth as well. He's really keeping control of his car. Oh, the ride height. Or one of the numbers on the suspension. Yeah, cool. If I'm honest, that goes right over my head, the stuff. The only thing I really understand is the roll bars and the tyres. I understand a little bit more now, and so the wings, the roll bars and the tyre pressures. That's all I really understand. But little things can make all the difference, but still, second is a good result. So well done. How is Fine Waldo managing to keep the car on intermediate tyres?
I mean, to be fair, 5 laps, those tyres there, oh, virtual safety car, what's happened here?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Must be...
I'm not sure exactly what's happened here.
Someone must have caught some damage, but I was saying just there about Fine Waldo, I think with the tyres, they're going to be on almost 20 laps of wear by the end of this, and I fear that in these final few laps he's really going to start struggling even more, and he may be dropping down a few more positions.
Yeah, maybe. Time will tell on that one. Right now, though, he's doing a really good job of keeping the car on the track. Sasha in the chat saying extreme conditions here. Yes, they are extreme conditions. It said before the race that it was going to be there was going to be some lightning and heavy rain, so yeah, Very, very extreme. Asmo into the pits. I wonder why. Maybe he had damage? Sasha, but I really need a new wheel because of all the glitches. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think it's just this game being a bit funny. You know what I mean? I think this game's just a little bit broken still. Oh, we had a drive-through. Thank you. Thank you, Sasha. I missed that. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that.
At least someone's paying attention.
Yeah, definitely. At least Sasha is paying attention to this race. I'm too busy reading your messages in the chat.
Ooh, Torpedo very close to Smoothie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got it on leader, that's why. There we go. Mr. Anderson very close to Torpedo as well, so a three car train. The gap at the front is now 4 seconds, so Jebus John has pulled away a lot since the restart, the safety car restart. XRL Dino only 3/10 behind. Find Waldo. It should be a pretty simple overtake. I mean, the wet tyres are obviously the stronger of the two. And Dino, side by side around the final corner, does get the position from Find Waldo. So Dino up into 6th, Waldo down into 7th.
Down the back of the grid here with Mr. Anderson and Torpedo side by side again, like those two were. Through the last corner, both on Wetster this time, so it's seeming like Torpedo taking this one for now. Mr. Anderson still maybe could get place. This is fighting for points as well. Torpedo goes a little bit deep. This allows Mr. Anderson to get up, but is he going to be able to go down the inside here in turn 2? I think he's just a little bit too far out. Torpedo has given him the room, but I think for Mr. Anderson he's going to have to wait another lap.
I'll have to wait a little bit longer, I think, yeah. Really good racing between those two.
Ooh, maybe he could do it in turn 5. Oh, he wanted to, but
he was having a look.
And
fighting for points.
Just looking at the penalties, not much will change. However, Torpedo does have 3 seconds, so Mr. Anderson will get him with that. There is 10 seconds for Gusty, so if those 10 seconds do stay, obviously sometimes they can be a bit funny with safety cars, so some of the 5 seconds might be removed, but if those 10 seconds were gained by his fault, then he'll be losing the position to Dino as well, and maybe find Waldo if he can get a bit closer, so not ideal for those two.
Yeah, not at all. As it stands, Mr. Anderson will be going up into 10th. So, even if they're fighting here, it won't really make much difference to the result. But if he can get past, maybe he could have a go at Smooth as well in the last couple of laps.
It is also, just realised Prudish at the front. He did start at the back, but he hasn't been able to make it to first just yet. Maybe he will, but it does seem like for now Jebus John is in a good spot. He's 3 and a bit seconds ahead, and with only 2 laps left, I don't realistically see Prudish catching him unless, touch wood, something happens.
And that is Mr. Shmee getting out of the way for blue flags. That's what the yellow flag is for. Find Waldo down in 8th. Was in first for a little bit, but hasn't pitted onto the wet tyres. The only driver to stay on intermediates. He finds himself in 8th. And Mr. Anderson just slightly wide. A lot of these drivers will probably be on a dry setup as well, which doesn't help things when trying to control it in the wet. Of course, this came very late on in the race. Usually, you can just about get away with it in Inter's weather, but when it's full wets like this, you kind of do need a wet setup to control the car fully. But these drivers are doing a good job of... oh, and Prudish with a 3-second time penalty. That'll mean that even if he does get past Jebus John in these last 2 laps, he will need to make a gap. Otherwise, he'll be in second place, whatever happens. Mr. Anderson has just dropped back a little bit from XRL Torpedo. XRL Torpedo only 6/10 behind. Half a second now behind Smoothie 25. Fighting for 9th place, but similar situation to Prudish, where he would need to get past and then make a gap. Current penalties, let's have a look. He's only got a 3-second penalty, but would need to make a 3-second gap in whatever time's left in this race. We're on the final lap, so let's have a look. Let's watch the leader then on his final lap of the race. Jebus John. He's gained 10 places to finish, to lead this race. Started in 11th. Prudish behind him started in 19th. He's now in 2nd. Final lap of this race, Jebus John in the Alpha Tauri leading. Round the final corner he goes then, Jebus John. At the Hungarian Grand Prix. Jebus John wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Prudish medal comes home in 2nd place. XRL Whippy round the final corner will be in 3rd. Excellent race. Couple of drivers here have gone really under the radar. XRL Whippy in 3rd, gets his podium. Gets a podium place here. XRL Zola in 4th place. Gusty in 5th. Dino in 6th. Goes up to 5th actually, because Gusty had time penalties. So Dino 5th, Gusty 6th. Asmo coming up to the line. Should be in 7th. Find Waldo on the intermediate tyres. Goes 8th, Smooth. Goes 9th, and Torpedo in 10th. Mr. Anderson, not sure what happened to him, but 11th. XRL Pelly 12th. And finally, Mr. Shmee will be in 13th. Edgar 1988 says, what a drive by Jebus John. Yeah, in the wets he was pretty much unstoppable. Once the safety car came out and they went onto wet tyres, that was where he won it. Gained 10 places this race.
Good race as well for Aston Martin and Mercedes. If we look at the teams there, good points for the Constructors' title.
Yeah, Merc and Aston Martin definitely, team constructor-wise, coming home the strongest. So Jebus John wins the race for Alpha Tauri, starting in 11th, finishing 1st. Prudish Medal started 19th, finished 2nd. XRL Whippy in 3rd. XRL Zola started 17th, finished 4th. XRL Dino started 16th, finished 5th. XRL Gusty in 6th, from reserving from X3. Asmo in 7th. find Waldo 8th with the fastest lap of the race as well, which was a 1 minute 19.2. Smooth in 9th, Torpedo 10th, Anderson 11th, Pelly 12th, Schmee 13th. And then lots of drivers DNFing. Outside of the top 10, it'll be XRL Pelly who gets the fastest lap award there. I was just waiting for Dino to... and we can go back into the thing. So, IPR, what did you think of that race?
Well, there were maybe a few too many safety cars, but other than that, it was quite good. The rain definitely made up for that because of the well, twice we had the weird changing conditions, obviously going on to the inters, and then the whole mix up with the softs and that crazy weak restart where we had the big crash. So I think that was quite enjoyable, and yeah, not the best for a lot of drivers because there was a lot of DNFs, but especially for someone like Prudish, a good race for those in the top 5.
Yeah, like you say about the safety cars, I mean, I think they came out at just about the perfect time for a lot of the drivers. It came out at the perfect time to pit for inters and for wets as well. So, very, very opportune moments. Yeah, I feel bad for drivers like... I don't feel bad, but it's very unfortunate for drivers like XRL Pelly, who was leading the race for so long, and then just one mistake and it's all over. But at least he gets a point with the fastest lap outside of the top 10. Jervis John, once the wet weather started, he was just gone.
Yeah.
Flying away. Anyway, next week is we're in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps for round number 10 of the X2 season. Well done to Jebus John on the win, and also Prudish and Whippy on the podiums. And next week, myself, XRL Fiend, and IPR will be on comms again, so we will see you there. Thank you all for watching.